how we do these things. It would be good that when it has to do with a particular sector, that the committee works with the Public Accounts Committee. I think it is better because the committee is the one that really approved the budget of the sector, knows that a certain number of toilets are supposed to be built, where they are supposed to be built, the principal guiding, the siting, and etc. And so when the report comes in terms of performance of that task, and that committee is not the one reviewing to ascertain whether it is done in accordance with the approvals that they made, but then it goes to the Auditor General simply because he did auditing. I think that the effectiveness of it. So even if in the past we've always given all those things to the Public Accounts Committee, I think we should begin to vary it to include the leadership of the sector committees.
Honorable Nitiwu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just want to, I'm not disagreeing with you, leader, but I want for you to look at it from this angle as well. You know, the committee has oversight of the work of the ministry, and their job is to look at the resources that Parliament has given. Of course, government has given through Parliament. In part, Parliament is the one that gives to the ministry to look at. So they do the oversight. Once you allow the Auditor General to go and have the audit and finish his work, he reports to Parliament. Auditor General literally reports to Parliament. So he reports, because I won't say he's an officer of Parliament, but he reports to Parliament. So once he brings his report, it should be a different committee that should really look at it and see whether the resources that were given, the infractions that were there, Auditor General's raised is correct or is not correct. I don't know how you want to get the committee itself that was doing the oversight and all this to go back and look at it again. I want you to look at this from that angle as well, because this one, they are looking at the Auditor General's report purely. It's not more the resources that were given, how it was used, even though that was raised by the Auditor General. So they are not looking at things outside what the Auditor General has raised. It's purely what the Auditor General has raised that they will look at. So if you get the committee itself to go back and sit down there, there will be a lot of conflict of interest. I think that the committee should be empowered to do oversight, enough oversight within the period before the Auditor General does his work. If we allow them to join the public accounts, we may be defeating what Parliament is supposed to stand for. I stand to be corrected, but I just wanted you to look at it from this angle as well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Dafamoko.
Speaker, let me support my leader in this matter. Mr. Speaker, Article 187, referenced by my brother Yabuama, 187.2. Speaker, with your leave, it reads, the public accounts of Ghana and all public offices, including the courts, the central and local government administrations, of the universities and public institutions of like nature, of any public corporation or other body or organization established by an act of Parliament shall be audited and reported on by the Auditor General. Speaker, the matter raised by my leader is the effect that, in respect of the other reports regarding the accounts, Public Accounts Committee, which I've been a long-serving member, we are mandated to look at it. But the performance, Speaker, if you recall, the Honorable Comrade Donko used to fight this matter on the floor. So the performance audit reports don't go to public accounts. They go to the substantive sector committees. So he's always been fighting this matter. So I agree that it is time we streamline this. The performance audit is in respect of projects done, whether they've been complete, whether the funds are located.
How different is it from a performance report of the institution? We have the performance report and then the performance audit.
Yeah, no, Speaker, the Constitution is very clear, because in 187.2 it speaks of the accounts The accounts is about utilization of funds, but this one is about the utilization of projects, whether projects that have been initiated have been completed. Yes, I agree that projects strictly may also be classified, but the Constitution is very clear that the public accounts, it's about utilization of funds, budget allocation. But the performance audit is about projects. That is why, for instance, the PIAC, that is the Public Interest and Accountability, they have a separate report. What they do is that it's a team that goes around to see the funds that come from the ESLA accounts on the petroleum utilization, projects that Parliament is being told that is being undertaken. They go and audit the projects and see whether the project commenced, completed, the level of completion and all that. So I support his position that we need to refer these ones to the sector committees, but the Auditor General's report on the accounts falls squarely in the domain of the public accounts. Speaker, because the Honorable Commander Donko, if I may rehash, always fights this. And the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee is here. So, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, let me hear from the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution one is very, very clear on reports that emanates from the Auditor General and the committee that is supposed to work on it. I don't think this is something we should belabor on. And then when you look at the standing orders, Order 229, duties of the Public Accounts Committee, pursuant, let me start from 3. Pursuant to Article 1872 and 5 of the Constitution, with your permission, please let me read. The Public Accounts Committee shall examine the public accounts of Ghana, showing the approximation and utilization of the sums granted by Parliament to meet the public expenditure of government and other accounts laid before it. Whether they are performance audits or not, they are all public expenditure of government. So it is very, very clear. I don't think this is something that, Mr. Speaker, we should argue about. The standing orders are clear, the Constitution is clear. Unless we want to review the Constitution, and then we can take it to the Constitutional Review Committee that the President has set up. But currently, the standing orders are clear, and the Constitution is also clear. So respectfully, Mr. Speaker, let us refer it to the appropriate committee, which the standing orders and the Constitution says is the Public Accounts Committee. Thank you very much.
Deputy Whip before Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, just to add to what the chairperson of the Public Accounts said, the committees that the Majority Leader is referring to, even though they have oversight, they can go on walk-in visits, they can look at the reports, but that is oversight. But to say that they should be added to the public accounts, Mr. Speaker, you have oversight, and then there is a report, and now you are going to sit and preside over your own report and do what? So I think it is very clear that it should be referred to the public accounts, because it is a performance audit. And when the Auditor General finishes those performance, it's the public accounts that look at it, not the committees, because committees already have a performance oversight on it.
Honourable members, before making progress, let's look at Order 229.5. It states, for the expeditious consideration and reporting to plenary, the committee, that is the Public Account Committee, may have the following subcommittees. 1, Subcommittee on Educational Institution, which means that if the audit report relates to educational institution, it must be dealt with by the Subcommittee on Educational Institution, not the Education Committee. Now, Subcommittee on Management and Utilization of Statutory Funds, Subcommittee on Public Accounts, Subcommittee on Performance Audit and Foreign Exchange Receipt and Payment, Subcommittee on Monitoring and Implementation, and any other subcommittee that the committee may determine. So if this is directly, for instance, under a committee responsible for education, why would the Public Account Committee set up a side committee responsible for educational institutions? Yes, Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, you know, as chairperson of the independent constitutional bodies, the Auditor General's office is within our purview. And I believe you were with me when we undertook a visit to the Auditor General's office. And we had a discussion there where the Auditor General explained to us that they are actually going beyond just financial audits to actual delivery audits. So, for instance, if a road contract is awarded and you are supposed to perform it up to a certain standard, the value that you are supposed to deliver, it is because the Auditor General's office doesn't have capacity that they are unable to help us as a parliament to actually give us a report on value for money. But then when they build their capacity, they can actually go beyond just financial audits to actual performance of the contract, whether the building has been built up to the specifications, whether the quantum of cement, whether the roofing, whether iron rods, the electricals, whether everything has been done so that we can get the quantities that have been paid for. That is another level of auditing. It is because they don't have capacity that they haven't been doing that, and audits have been focusing on financial expenditure. Did you spend the money or not? Were the receipts, has it been receipted or not? And we all watch the work of the Public Accounts Committee, and it's all about financials. The money that was spent, was it spent? Have the receipts been provided? Has it been accounted for? And etc. Not whether value was attained. That is a higher level of auditing. And the point that I'm making is that when you look at our standing orders, it was designed with financial auditing in mind, not actual value delivery by the agencies. And I'm saying that when it comes to actual value delivery beyond the finances, the sector committees should be interested. So but that is the point. The committees themselves don't have the levels of capacity that the Auditor General Office will have in terms of assessment of value delivered. So since the Auditor General's Office is actually a servant of Parliament, the Auditor General's Office is actually meant for Parliament to help us to audit and report to us so that we can then do our oversight using the information that they have provided. So I'm saying that going forward, when it comes to performance of ministries and not financial audits, I think when it comes to the performance, it should go to the sector subcommittees. And that is the argument that I'm making, that in this instance, these are performance-related reports. We should go to the committees. Yes, because you see, the Auditor General's report, my argument is there are two types of reports that they could present. The report on the finance, how the money was spent. Then there is also a report on the actual delivery of value. And I'm saying that the two are different. If it is the finances, the Public Accounts Committee is the one that should look at it. But if it is performance, I think that the sector committees should take it. Even if we don't want the sector committees to take it, I think the leadership of the sector committee should join the Public Accounts Committee so that they can see the extent to which actual delivery is taking place in their sectors. Otherwise, the Public Accounts Committee is sitting there. They were not involved in the debate. They were not involved in the analysis that went into the allocations to the various institutions. And so they don't get the kind of information that you get from an audit report to evaluate their own sectors. I hear you saying that they on their own should go to the field in pursuit of their oversight responsibility and find out whether the toilets were built and whether they were built up to standard and etc. That's what I hear you saying. And I'm saying that they could also be helped by the Auditor General having gone to the field, having seen the buildings, and now present a report to Parliament. The sector committee should have access to that report and participate in evaluating that report. That's my argument.
Honorable members, I always indicated that if the farm is not long, your water container must not be big. So this is not a matter that we should debate for a very long time. I am clear in my mind that the referral to the Public Account Committee is correct. So,
Mr. Speaker,
yes,
thank you.
Yes.
But I just wanted to correct some impression. I didn't say that. I said that the ministries prepare and present to Parliament performance reports. Those are referred to the committees. But any report that is coming from the Auditor General should be referred to the public accounts. We should not, it doesn't matter whatever it is. Once you allow a ministry, you allow the Auditor General to come and send external auditors to audit you and bring the report to Parliament, it should be to the public accounts and let public accounts deal with it. But once the ministry prepares what we call performance reports, that has to go to the sector committees, and they should do justice to it. So whether they want to see the toilets or what, it should reflect in the performance reports. They want to see the roads constructed or whatever, it should reflect in the performance reports. So that one is, the Auditor General public accounts has nothing to do with performance audits. And every ministry has to bring its performance audit here and lay it. And once you lay it, and normally you should lay it, not the ministers. Last week, some were late. It is referred to the appropriate committee, and the committee to use justice to it. But once you allow the Auditor General to present his report, if you make a mistake and refer it to the committee again, it will not be in order. We'll be introducing something we've never done as a parliament. But Mr. Speaker, I think your ruling is in order. Thank you very much.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, let's read Order 2293. Order 2293, Mr. Speaker, just for the exercise that we are involved in. Order 2293 says, pursuant to Article 1872 and 5 of the Constitution, the Public Accounts Committee shall examine the public accounts, of Ghana, showing the appropriation and utilization of the sums, amounts, money granted by Parliament to meet the public expenditures of the government and other accounts laid before Parliament. So accounts. Now you yourself, I listened to you. I don't know if you listened to yourself, but in your presentation you said that where it is a performance audit, it should go to the sector.
No.
This is, I heard him. He said it.
No, Honorable Yarga.
He said it. I paid attention. He said it. You can play the tape again. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Yarga, what he said is that if it is a performance report,
yes,
then the performance report will go to the sector committee. But if it is the audit performance report, then the audit performance report should go to the public account. So there is a distinction between performance report and audit performance reports.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the point I'm making is that the Auditor General is now moving beyond just examination of accounts, and they are going into actual performance audits. What is the difference between a performance audit of the Auditor General and a performance report of the sector minister? Maybe I should be educated on that by people in the accounting field.
Yes, Honorable Former Minister, you have the.
So, Mr. Speaker, just to provide some information to help. For example, when you talk of the audit performance reports, a ministry, a department, or agency may be allocated an amount of money to, let's say, build a number of schools. The audit of the accounts will be to examine whether the accounting practices and principles have been applied, will represent what they call in auditing a true and fair view of what the situation may be. Then when it comes to performance, they will want to actually inspect and count and be sure that these schools have been built. They are both functions of audit. It is very different from the APRs or the annual performance reports that are prepared by the ministries in conjunction with the NDPC, actually. The ministries don't just do them themselves. They do it in conjunction with the NDPC. And for those ones, they are focused on determining inputs, KPIs, outputs, impact. So you notice that those APRs are not exactly the same that the auditors prepare. Those are the ones that go to the sector committees, which the Honorable Former Minister for Defense is referring to. But the audit ones, be they about the counting of the buildings or on the accounts, they are both to go to the Public Accounts Committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Our members, let's make progress. I think we've presented the papers. We'll finish with the A, and we have done the B. So, Majority Leader, are we doing the C?
Mr. Speaker, I think we can take a few statements that you have admitted.
Second Deputy Speaker should take the chair. Minority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, we've had these two motions pending for over 2 weeks. Motion 16 and motion 15. Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether, as the second deputy takes the chair, we are going to continue with the debate on motion number 16. As for that of 15, it hasn't been moved at all.
Well, regarding these two motions, I don't have a clear instructions from the Right Honourable Speaker. So maybe I'll have to confer
Very well,
with him.
Mr. Speaker, but I pray that the clerk at table, will be minded by the urgency of these motions, as stated by Mr. Speaker himself, to draw attention, because, media review will soon come. This matter is a nagging matter.
Honourable Leader, these are motions that he wants to take himself. So I believe appropriately he will do so.
Mr. Speaker, I agree with you, but I'm saying that the clerk at table has a duty. This is not a matter really for you, though you've taken it upon yourself to pursue. Yes. But Mr. Speaker, it is your matter that we are appealing. And you are being very magnanimous by saying you remind Mr. Speaker. But it is the clerk at table who must remind Mr. Speaker to make time for this one. But Mr. Speaker, the motion 15, I don't think that one has any big problem at all. I don't know why our friends opposite are running away from this all-important motion. I don't know why they are running away, because the chief whip of the majority caucus seem not interested in this all-important motion that seeks to enrich the jurisprudence of this House. Mr. Speaker, this is a motion that you should take interest in. So I don't know why the avant-garde of government business appears not interested.
Minority Leader, with all due respect, are you aware the Speaker will want to take those motions himself?
Oh, Mr. Speaker, it is our duty as leaders to encourage that to happen. So I'm appealing to him. He has a duty.
But my question is not answered. Are you aware?
Mr. Speaker, the Chief Whip of government has a duty to work with the minority in approaching the Speaker. I'm a co-sponsor. Look at the motion. Look at the motion.
Honorable members, let's make progress.
The motion has joint applicants.
Let's have progress.
Well, Mr. Speaker, this is an important matter.
Yes.
It has delayed for over 2 weeks. So it's not a business of the House. I don't know why you guys are running away from these motions. You are running away from these motions.
Honorable members, we have 2 statements. One standing in the name of Honorable Patricia Apiaje, and the other one standing in the name of Honorable Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra. Statement on the International Day of Parliamentarianism, standing in the name of Honorable Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra, Member of Parliament for Ho West and Chairman of the OGP caucus in Parliament. Okay, very well. Then we have another one standing in the name of Honorable Patricia Apiaje. That statement by Honorable Patricia Apiaje calling for national support for the Black Queens ahead of the CAF Women's African Cup of Nations. Honorable Patricia Apiaje, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to draw Parliament and the nation's attention to our Black Queens, Ghana's senior women's national football team, who are currently in Morocco preparing for the upcoming Confederation of African Football Women's African Cup of Nations. Ghana's Black Queens embodies not only sporting talent, but also they are national ambassadors who display resilience, ambition, and gender equity. Mr. Speaker, whereas the Black Stars, Ghana's men's senior team, have traditionally enjoyed abundant physical and financial support, the same cannot be said of our Black Queens. The Black Queens have consistently delivered outstanding performances, often surpassing expectations, and have achieved remarkable milestones with meager resources in their international engagements. Mr. Speaker, it is important to